Hello, it's Dana with Love Sola Flowers, and we are going to be doing a winter tutorial tonight. And I'm really excited to show you because it's super fun and easy. And you can find our products, our Sola Flowers and our greeneries and things like that, on our website at lovesolaflowers.com. Our tutorials do end up here on YouTube. That's youtube.com/lovesolaflowers. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and like our videos, just so that you get notifications and you can find things easy to search for different topics, but also you can just scroll through all the videos that we have on here. So we are going to be making a snow globe centerpiece. We're going to do a winter theme, not necessarily Christmas, but just winter. So it can last before and after Christmas for a while. But I thought it'd be really cute to make a snow globe. And you can kind of customize the snow globe part of this, as well as what flowers you want to use and things like that. But what we want to start with, this is a a plastic fishbowl that looks like a glass fishbowl. So if you want to use glass, you can use glass, but I like to use plastic because it looks like glass, but I'm not worried about it breaking. It's easier to hold, maneuver, it's lighter. So I'm actually using plastic that looks like a glass fishbowl. So this is the first thing we need. What else we need too is what we're going to put in here, the decor, which we'll go through that in a little bit. But you're also going to need one of these little toppers. They are a foam inside like a plastic bowl. You can find these on things like Amazon, and you're going to want to make sure that it's the same width as your top, because what it's going to do is it's going to sit there and we're going to be able to build an arrangement on top of our snow globe, as well as fill it in the inside. So it's going to be really fun to do, very easy, but you are going to need these two things for your base here. So we are first going to build inside a little scene, and I'm going to see if I can kind of build it backwards so that you can see it while I'm building it. But I'm going to do winter, so I'm going to put some snowflakes in there. Now what you're going to want to do, and you'll see later that it doesn't matter about the goopy glue at the bottom, but we're going to put a big blob of glue, and we're going to just sit it down, and we're gonna have to like hold that just for a minute. I know the light is actually making a reflection. Let me see if I can fix that at all where I hold it. Let me see. We're gonna just hold this here until it dries. Let me see if I can turn this light down just a little bit here. I'm not sure if that helps at all. Sorry, you do need to have light to see me, but I don't want it to be where you can't see inside. Well, I'll hold it up to the camera so you'll be able to see it in a second, but we're going to want to hold that until the glue is dry. That's the only thing that takes a little time with this. I let go every few seconds just to see if it's dry. It'll keep getting harder and harder, and then we're not going to worry about that. So I do have to turn this, let's say, maybe a different angle. Maybe that's better. Okay. Okay, so once it's dry, it'll be able to stand upright. Still warm. My glue gun is pretty warm. So it's just taking a second to dry. Okay, so we're gonna have that in the background. Okay, then I'm also gonna do the same thing with my snowman here. Put the glue right on the bottom. Again, it's okay that's a little bit of a goopy glue because it's going to be covered. So I'm going to hold it up for you as soon as we've got our little scene here. There we go. Wait, let's see. So I know you can see the reflection of my light here. Oops, I moved him before he was ready. But, so I've got him in there. He's just, actually I bought like bulk wooden ornaments. So he's just a little wooden ornament here. And we've got this. Okay. Then I'm going to put, Let me see if I can fit this little thing. I'm going to make it look like it's a Christmas tree, kind of. A little piece of pine stem here. And I'm going to put him down in there. And we're just going to wait till it dries. And then I might put one more snowflake in there just to make it a little bit more magical. Of course, you can do any kind of scene you want. You can buy, I'll show you some other things I have here. Hold on. While that's drying a little bit, I'll show you. I've got little reindeer. I got pine cones. I thought this was a cute little setup if I did that. But again, you can do whatever you feel you want in your little scenery. I'm not really a patient person, so the drying part always bugs me, but but we've got to be patient. I think I might put one more snowflake. I'm going to actually attach it right to the back of the snowman so it's kind of floating above him. Now, if you are going to want this to be 360 view, so I have it where you can put it on a side table, so there's an actual front to it. But if you want it where there's no, like, you know, it goes all the way around and there's no front necessarily, you're going to want to make sure that the things you're putting in here actually do have a front and a back too. I mean, have a no front and back, that they're, you know, that their front and their back can be visible and it look normal and right. So this guy, like my snowman, he only has like a wooden back. So he wouldn't be, you know, a 360 design necessarily. So let me just show you what I have here. So as you can see, it's like a 3D dimensional. I've got layers of the snowflakes and things like that. Again, you can do all different types of things in here. If you wanted to add, you know, again, pine cones, or I have reindeer here, but there's a bunch of different, you know, fun things you can put in the bottom. But I just wanted to show you something you could do. You could do even things like presents. It doesn't have to be a scenery type things. It could just be, you know, little present boxes or any of that. You definitely can put fairy lights in here as well. I don't have any with me right now, but I just thought about that. That would make it nice and sparkle. Now, we're not going to seal this off anyway, so you can add things as they come. So it's not a big deal if you've gotten the whole thing and you're like, oh, I wish I had this and now I can't get into it. But we'll be able to get into it later. But as you can see, I've got my little scenery right now. And then the part that covers the bottom is our fake snow. Now be careful with this, because if you get a little hole in your package, it can become very messy. And I'm just going to fill my bottom with that. It's just called fake snow. Now, if you were doing more of like a Christmas theme and you didn't want necessarily snow in it, you could also do glitter and put glitter in there as well. So as you can see, we've got our little snow globe scenery set here. Again, we're 3D. As you can see, I've got it layered that way. But again, I have a back. So if you don't want to have a back, make sure that those things are all around. Okay, so now that I've got this going on, now I'm going to do my top piece. So again, I'm going to put that in there. I've got my foam. Now, if you want to be able to swap things out and reuse the same base, and if you want to put different things on the top, those things, then don't glue it down. If you want this a little bit more stable, you could always run a little bead of glue and then pop your plastic down, but it won't go anywhere. It pops in nice if you've gotten the right measurements. So again, let me see if I can show you it. There we go. That's better without the lights in it. Although the lights show you what it might look like if you put your fairy lights in there. But see, he's cute. He has a little Christmas tree and his snowflakes. All right, so now what we're going to do is decorate our top. I've got like a mixture conglomeration here of different pine. Things I like about these kind of crafts too, if you do a lot of Christmas projects and you just need to save your stuff, and even like all your little bits and pieces that you may have left over, you can almost build, you know, an entirely new piece out of the bits and pieces that you've got left over. So I've got some of these random stems that I'm going to be filling up this top here with. So I've got my pine stuff first. And I'm going to just clip this into pieces. I am gluing it into the foam for more stability. And then I've got some pretty little pearl things I'll show you in a minute. They're little berries. And then we've got some flowers. And then we'll have a cute little scenery. So as you can see, I'm just filling. I don't have like a rhyme or reason where I'm filling certain things. I do like asymmetrical. So some things will be taller on one side. If you like it more round, then you're going to want your pieces to kind of be the same height. But I'm just going around right now, filling it up. Got my clippers. Again, saving all those little pieces of things is always helpful for projects like this because you can do a mismatch of pine and it look nice together. So I've got a little pine cone here. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going around. And then I've got some lamb's ears. So even though this is wintry and I am doing the pine, I'm just putting glue over here. Even though I am doing the pine, I do always like to mix in a little of the regular leaves too. I think it gives it a nice full look. Maybe I'll put that pine cone up here. I'm just going around, filling all this up. And I've got some pretty berries I'm going to use. Okay. I've got one more pine. Just clipping and gluing it right in there. Okay. So as you can see, I've got some sprigs of pine here. Now I'm going to insert my lamb's ear. I'm going to just fill in the gaps. I like lamb's ear for winter stuff because it looks, you know, frosted and wintry. So I do like the use of that mixed in. And then I've got some special things to mix in before my flowers. And I always do my greenery before I do my flowers. But if you like a rounder top, you could actually start with your flowers and then just pop in little pieces of greens. But I just feel like it's easier to get a shape when you're doing the greens first. I just need another glue stick. I'm almost done with the greens part. And then we're going to add, I'll show you the little berries that I've got. Okay, one more green. And of course, if you don't even want the top to be this big, you can do shorter pieces so that it's not so wild. But I like this for a centerpiece. You can put even with, you know, like when you have a table of your pickies for the little snacks and stuff for Christmas. All right, so I've got these little pearl berry beads going on. I like so it's like a berry that's glittery and then it's got a pearl in it too. And I like that because it just gives a little shimmer up top. Very reminiscent of snow. Now I'm going to use some blue flowers and some white flowers. My white flowers are just raw. Raw means that they are undyed. So I'm going to use some of those in here, as well as some blues. Now we do have dyed flowers at lovesolaflowers.com. You can search those. We definitely have lots of different colors of blues, so you don't even have to dye your own flowers for a project like this. You can just order the blues that you like. Do an assortment of raw, and then you've got everything you need for this project. But these blues I did just dye on my own. Okay, so see how that's nice and curly and berry-ish now. And now we're gonna add our flowers. So I've got some here. I just need my wire stems. And I'm gonna just clip those into small pieces. I'm gonna stem my flowers. And we're gonna insert those right into the foam as well. Again, I kind of do them haphazardly. I don't really have a specific location I'm needing them to be in. Again, I did blues for winter just so that, you know, it can last all winter long. I don't know if you're one of those who decorates for the seasons, not just the holidays. You know, some people switch out, you know, holiday decor, but some people also do seasonal. So you might have fall, you might have winter, and not necessarily, you know, an actual holiday look. So that's why I like the blue. Keep it for winter. Cute on the New Year's table even. Again, these are nice gifts for teachers as well. The plastic, you know, doesn't cost a ton of money. Now, I don't know if you can see, I got a little bit of glue on the plastic. In order to get rid of that, all you do is you take hot water. Like what I do is I take my Keurig and I put some water, just plain water without obviously a coffee pot in it. But I put water and it's hot enough and you take it on a sponge or a napkin and you literally just run it over the plastic and all those little glue things melt away. So if you're drippy and webby like me, then that's a good tip for you to get rid of those webs. Okay, I'm going to add, I did pick flowers that kind of look like snowflakes. In my head, they look like snowflakes. Not like roundy ones. Obviously, I got roses, but then I'm using different flowers that look like snowflakes to me. Okay, I'm just going to put a few more of these in, and then I'll be done with the top, and I'll hold it up for you to see what we made. I don't know if I necessarily need a ton of flowers, but it's a pretty substantial size, so it can go in the middle of a normal size table. I need this to be shorter. Okay. There we go. Okay, and I like to use some with a little bit of the skin on it because I like the look of the mix when it's wintry like that, because it kind of gives you the feeling of like pine cones and things like that too. So I like that wooded look for winter. So I've got some of these flowers with the skinned centers and some not. So here's my snow globe. Again, you can go crazy. You could be making any type of scene on the bottom. You could be doing any colors on the top. Again, I've got my webs here. I'm going to melt those off with my hot water. But let me show you again. So I've got my snow globe on the bottom. Okay. I got my little scene. And then I've got my pretty flowers on the top. And it's ready for my table or my side table, or if you have a window. Again, I think I'm going to stick some fairy lights on the bottom in this, because if I put it in my window then on my table, it'll kind of sparkle out the window. And I always like that look. Again, this is removable, this topper part. So if I wanted to add stuff to the bottom, if I was like, oh, I found something else I like, you could always put that in there too. So that is that. And you can mix glitter even if you like the snow look. You can always put that like iridescent glitter in there too. Mix it up if you like sparkles. If you like more rustic, then just go for you know, you can go for more of the kind of wooden and pine cone look as well. So I hope you love that.